As a teacher, Miss Nelson did everything she could for her students. So it seems even more unfair that she was just a few days late getting the vaccine before she died of COVID.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most brutal South Park deaths.
You had to push me, didn't you? Now you!
Sir, I truly don't know.
There! How's it feel, huh?
Please! I don't know you!
For this list, we'll be looking at the moments when South Park characters passed away tragically or due to less than pleasant circumstances. Because the following contains key plot details, a spoiler warning is now in effect. Which South Park character demise freaked you out the most? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Tap Dance Tragedy. After Stan gets into a dance-off with a rival dance crew, he turns to Butters for help.
Butters, listen, there's gonna be a competition this Saturday, and we want you to join our troupe.
Wow, neato, a competition? Well, I'd love to. What kind of competition is it?
It's a dance-off. We heard you were tap dancing state champion 2 years ago.
No.
As a former tap dancing prodigy, Butters easily has the most talent of anyone in Stan's troupe. However, Butters refuses to join due to a traumatic experience in which he accidentally took the lives of nearly a dozen people during a dance competition. Eventually, Butters chooses to overcome his trauma and arrives just in time to help the South Park Diggities.
Hey, can I still dance with you guys?
Butters!
All right!
Unfortunately, history repeats itself when Butters accidentally eliminates the opposing team in brutal fashion. While the town of South Park revels in their victory, Butters is left more traumatized than ever before.
No!
Number 9. China is no place for a bear. For a guy who claims to value integrity, Randy Marsh is willing to do some pretty despicable things. After getting arrested in China, Randy is sent to prison where he meets and befriends fellow prisoner Winnie the Pooh.
Some people said Pooh looked like the Chinese president, so we're illegal in China now.
Jesus, what kind of madhouse is this?
When Randy defends himself and Pooh at a tribunal, he attempts to make a deal with the Chinese. This allows him to meet with Mickey Mouse, and the two work together to bring some integrity to China. Unfortunately, things don't go quite as planned.
It's like they didn't even want to listen.
They didn't listen at all? But why not?
It's the bear. They're still pissed off about the bear.
To secure favor with the Chinese, Randy takes drastic measures by luring Pooh into a trap and assassinates him in front of a horrified piglet. For people who grew up watching Winnie the Pooh, this scene is all kinds of disturbing.
Dad, did you kill Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh. Oh, yeah, I did kill Winnie the Pooh.
Number 8. Satan's Ultimate Sacrifice.
No, Satan, you can't die.
Everyone dies.
When the evil Man-Bear Pig comes to unleash hell onto the people of South Park, the boys desperately look for a way to save the town from its wrath. After discovering Man-Bear Pig's demonic origins, the boys and Al Gore help summon Satan and eventually convince him to fight on behalf of humanity, or at least everyone in the South Park area.
Why would I help mankind?
Satan, come on. Are you really gonna stand there and not say you appreciate all the nice things humans have done for you lately? I mean, not sure if you've noticed, but we're pretty much doing things your way up here.
I must admit people up here on Earth have been doing a lot of my work for me lately. Maybe it is time I did something for them.
However, it turns out that even the ruler of hell is no match for Man-Bear Pig. In a completely one-sided fight, Man-Bear Pig brutally dominates Satan and leaves him drowning in agony. On the upside, Satan's sacrifice did score him a trip to heaven.
Goodbye.
Number 7. Mysterion proves his superpower.
And Mysterion can... Wait, what's your superpower, Mysterion? I can't die. Oh, yeah, good one.
While Kenny's constant ends and rebirths have become an iconic running gag in the South Park franchise, the events of the superhero saga reveal just how huge a burden Kenny's immortality can be. After discovering his parents' connection to the dark god Cthulhu and getting himself taken out by a cultist, Kenny reveals his secret to his friends. Naturally, they don't believe him.
I think we would remember you dying, dude.
When Kyle tries to make Kenny feel better about his immortality, he instead causes him to lash out.
I think it'd be pretty cool not to be able to die.
Pretty cool?
Desperate to prove that he is telling the truth, Kenny takes his own life. While the boys have witnessed Kenny lose his life numerous times, most of which they've either ignored or even laughed at, this particular moment leaves them shocked and horrified.
Kenny! No! No!
Number 6. Jeff Bezos has Josh Carter executed. They say business can be ruthless, but South Park takes this to the extreme. After Amazon employee Josh Carter gets literally packed into a box following a workplace incident, Josh's fellow employees decide to go on strike and elect him as their leader.
Can you get out of the box?
No, my organs have been compacted, so if the box opens, I spill out and die.
Inspired by Marxist beliefs, Josh and his followers stir up so much trouble that Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos decides to take lethal measures. Eager to put an end to the strike, Bezos kidnaps Josh with the intent of finishing him off.
What are you gonna do to me?
I'm not going to do anything to you.
Rather than terminate Josh himself, Bezos uses children to do the unspeakable act instead. We don't know what's more messed up, Josh's final moments or the fact that Bezos willingly and literally put Josh's blood on the hands of innocents.
No, don't give in to your consumerism, kids!
Number 5. Turns out there really is a giant bird. Never has one of Kenny's deaths been so cleverly foreshadowed.
You will be clean, polite, and most importantly, you will follow the agnostic code. We cannot know with certainty if God or Christ exists. They could. Then again, there could be a giant reptilian bird in charge of everything. Can we be certain there isn't? No, so it's pointless to talk about.
After Kenny's parents get arrested in The Poor Kid, he and his siblings are sent to live with a way too agnostic foster family. Considering Kenny's track record of meeting his end in unexpected ways, it's surprising that he handled himself so well throughout the episode.
No matter where you go, no matter what you do, I will always be here. Do you understand?
I'll try, Guardian Angel.
Don't try, Karen. Do.
Not only does he keep his sister safe, but he also orchestrates the arrest of his foster parents.
You have the right to remain silent. Now look at the camera and say I'm white trash and I'm in trouble.
In the end, Kenny returns to South Park and everything seems to work out well for everyone. Unfortunately for Kenny, fate can be a very cruel mistress. In an unexpected twist, Kenny is attacked by a giant bird and spends his final moments full of fear and agony. Even if it did make Cartman miserable, Kenny's demise was pretty messed up. Number 4. Halloween Massacre. Pink Eye might have been South Park's first Halloween episode, but it certainly did not hold back in terms of brutality. After Kenny meets his end early in the episode, an unfortunate embalming accident turns him into a flesh-eating zombie. Within hours, most of the townspeople are turned into the living dead, including Chef and Wendy, forcing the boys to chainsaw their way through a zombie horde.
I'm gonna make love, even when I'm dead. My body might get cold, but it's always hot in my bed.
It isn't until Kyle takes out Kenny in a very violent manner that the undead madness stops. The ways in which Kenny loses his life multiple times throughout the episode is brutal enough, but considering that the zombies taken out by the boys could have been returned to normal makes the situation all the more horrific.
Oh man, I can't believe he's gone. Yeah, he was too young to be taken from us. Dude, you're the one who cut him in half with a chainsaw.
Number 3. Kenny actually dies.
Oh no. No.
While most of Kenny's final moments can be considered humorous, his passing in Kenny Dies is not one of them. After learning that Kenny has a terminal illness, his friends react to the news with genuine sadness.
But he's our friend.
We know, and that's why he's going to need you boys to be strong for him, okay? He needs you now more than ever.
No, this can't happen. Kenny can't die.
Kenny can't die!
It's a stark contrast to their normal behavior whenever Kenny passes away. This heartbreaking situation is especially hard on Stan, who is unable to cope with Kenny's imminent demise.
Look, however hard you think it is for you, it's a lot harder for him. Just leave me alone! Stan, you can't leave! I'm not the one who's leaving, he is!
Stan does eventually get the courage to go see Kenny, but by the time he finally arrives, he is too late. The moment is sad enough, but it gets even worse after Kyle reveals that in his final moments, Kenny spent his last breath asking for Stan.
Did he say anything before he went? He just said, "Where's Stan?"
Number 2. The deaths of Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman.
Yes, it is the most genius plan ever! Scott Tenorman is going to wish he never met me!
A list like this wouldn't be complete without one of the most infamous moments in South Park history. After being tricked and mocked one too many times by Scott Tenorman, Cartman vows to get back at him no matter what the cost. When the day arrives for Cartman to put his plan into action at his Chili Con Carnival, Scott initially believes that he has the advantage. Oh, how wrong he was.
This is really good, Scott!
I'm glad you like it so much, because now that you're almost finished, I have something to tell you.
What, you mean about how you put pubes in your chili?
In a shocking twist, Cartman reveals how he not only orchestrated the end of Scott's parents, but also added further insult to injury by desecrating their bodies and turning them into chili.
Do you like it? Do you like it, Scott? I call it Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman chili.
Chili, which is then fed to Scott. Even by Cartman standards, this act of revenge takes things way too far.
Yes! Yes! Oh, let me taste your tears, Scott. Your tears are so yummy and sweet. Dude, I think it might be best for us to never piss Cartman off again. Good call.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The death of Chef.
You guys! Chef is going away. Going away? For how long? Forever.
When Chef was written out of South Park following the departure of Isaac Hayes, you would think he'd get a decent send-off. Instead, he suffers a demise so brutal that even Kenny's final moments pale in comparison. After discovering that Chef is being brainwashed by the Super Adventure Club, the boys desperately try to save him. Just as they are about to escape, the leader of the club manipulates Chef into coming back, a decision that seals his fate.
No, Chef! They filled your head with lies! Can't you see that?
Get the hell out of here, children!
In his final moments, Chef gets burned alive, falls into a ravine, gets impaled, gets shot at, and then finally gets mauled and torn apart by wild predators. It's a truly horrific end to one of South Park's greatest characters.
Chef, can you hear me? Say something.
Hello there, children. How would you like some Salisbury steak?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.